burning question powered by Samsung Fridge, Sharda University and NECC.
The Centre fast-tracks the Uniform Civil Code process. The Law Commission is seeking views now from the public and from different organizations on what they believe of the UCC.
24 की जनवरी तक हम तो आग्रह करेंगे कि भाई आप तो कर दीजिएगा, अच्छी बात है। हम तो शुरू से कह रहे हैं कि और जल्दी करिए।
Ahead of the big opposition meet on June the 23rd in Patna, this is Nitish Kumar hinting at early general elections. Arrested in the case for job scam, the Tamil Nadu minister is sent to 14 days of judicial remand. As the DMK alleges a witch hunt, the BJP is reminding Stalin of the time when he himself was speaking against the minister who now has been arrested. There is no end to the violence ahead of the upcoming Panchayat polls in Bengal. The BJP approaches the State Election Commission. And Gujarat is bracing for cyclone Biparjoy. Landfall between 4 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Evacuations continue on full swing. A very good evening. The show is called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. They say a week is a long time in politics. And just think about a day. What a day this has been. Right from the very, very dramatic arrest of a Tamil Nadu sitting minister who's from the DMK quota on charges of corruption, to him almost fainting, being taken to a hospital. Doctors say that he needs some serious heart care and he needs a bypass. To the DMK saying, wait for 2024, the BJP is going to be wiped out. To the BJP saying corruption continues, to the big issue. The opposition all getting in together to show their support for MK Stalin and for DMK and instead also for corruption, to that big statement now that has come in from Nitish Kumar, the Bihar Chief Minister. Remember, just hours after this arrest happens of the DMK Mantri, Nitish Kumar has made a statement. This statement will again tell you why possibly anything could happen as far as the big general election is concerned. Nitish Kumar is someone who is known to be very, very measured, very careful about what he says and what he does absolutely. So he says, tayar rahiye, elections jaldi bhi ho sakte hain. He is talking of the big Lok Sabha elections otherwise slated for the May of next year. Then within minutes comes the big story of how the Law Commission now has again asked the public, as in the general people, about their views on the UCC. This is the Uniform Civil Code. So is UCC going to be that big plank that the BJP will be approaching the elections of 2024? And let's not forget, the abrogation of Article 370 already done. The Ram Mandir looking at an early inauguration by the year end. So what is going on? How do you see everything vis-a-vis the big opposition unity and the readiness of the BJP right now to take on the opposition to ensure that Modi comes back in 2024? So the story is vast, the canvas is really vast, but we begin with our focus on the fight against corruption, as the BJP says, and all the charges today being leveled against this sitting DMK Mantri. So first up the story and then the debate.
Tamil Nadu Minister and Stalin's close aide, Senthil Balaji, was arrested by Enforcement Directorate late night in job for cash scam. After 18 hours of raids in Chennai, the minister was arrested following a late night drama. The probe pertains to Balaji's alleged role in a job for cash scam. Scam allegedly took place in the state's transportation department between 2011 to 2015. While Balaji served as a transport minister in the Jayalalitha-led AIA DMK government, the minister was also very closely associated with Jayalalitha. But today, the Stalin government called the arrest a witch hunt.
Told you, it's a very cowardly act, and he will come out clean, and our chief minister is also standing steadfastly with him. And you will see that in 24, people will teach the BJP a very good lesson on how they've been using the agencies in all the wrong ways. They have to start, people of India are already all looking at it, and the lesson will be taught in 24.
But the BJP is reminding Stalin of his hypocrisy.
ஆக இன்னைக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவர் மட்டும் இல்ல, ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக பாலாஜியினுடைய தம்பி இந்த கரூர் மாவட்டத்தை தன்னுடைய கட்டுப்பாட்டில் வச்சிருக்கிறாரு. கட்டுப்பாடுனா கொள்ளையடிக்கிறதுல, ஊழல் செய்யறதுல, லஞ்சம் வாங்குறதுல.
The whole cabinet is sitting inside the hospital trying to protect an accused. The reason I'm saying this because it is the chief minister of Tamil Nadu now, Mr. MK Stalin, when he was the opposition leader. 18th April 2016, he went to Senthil Balaji's hometown, Pulithalai, 7 years back. In a public meeting, he accuses Senthil Balaji of very corrupt, the number one corrupt person in India. He says this same case, cash for job scam, he has done, and he should be punished.
Other opposition leaders have come out in support of the minister.
एक्साइज मिनिस्टर को उन्होंने जो हरासमेंट करके रात में अरेस्ट कर लेके गए, वो कहीं भागने वाला नहीं था. उसको रातों रात पकड़ने की क्या आवश्यकता थी? और अगर कोई गलती किया है तो उसको आप सुबह आके इंक्वायरी कर सकते थे. मैं इसको कंडम करता हूँ.
The ED action has triggered a big political face-off. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So a lot of high drama, lot of charges, and like I said, the story already moving so fast that we do not know what happens next. Is corruption going to be that big issue that interestingly has united the opposition, and the BJP says this is our war against corruption, against Parivarvad? Or will this also be, this tadka of the UCC that the BJP possibly could have in the run-up to the big elections of 2024? What makes Nitish Kumar say that be ready for an early election? Gentlemen, there is so much to talk about on this debate. So let's get kick-started by introducing our entire panel of guests. As I say, good evening to Vinod Selvam, who's the State Secretary of the Tamil Nadu BJP with us. Sriram Sheshadri is a political commentator, also with us on the broadcast. Champrasad Meka is leader of the Congress. Dr. Suman C. Raman is a political analyst. And Khalikur Rahman is senior leader of the BRS. Let's take our first question to Dr. Suman C. Raman, because we do not have anyone from the DMK on the panel yet. But Sumant, you have some very strong views on what has happened. And you say this is the template of what could happen in 2024. The BJP is going out against the DMK because Tamil Nadu has a huge chunk of the Lok Sabha seats. How do you see what has happened? Is corruption as an issue important or not this election season?
In Tamil Nadu, corruption is a non-issue because the public perception is all parties are equally corrupt. So I don't see corruption as a major election issue in Tamil Nadu. And I don't think the BJP in its attempt to make corruption an issue in Tamil Nadu will succeed. Voters, this is a state where voters are basically demanding money at the time of election. So I don't see, I know Mr. Annamalai, the BJP chief, wants to make corruption an issue.
Voters are demanding money. So are you justifying corruption? I don't know, Sumant.
I'm not justifying.
What is that kind
I'm
of
not
an argument?
justifying. No, Deepthi, I'm not justifying. I'm just pointing out what is the de facto position on the ground, whether you like it or not. Today, that is the situation. There was a by-election recently on which it is estimated some upward of 100 crore rupees was spent, one assembly seat by-election. So what are we talking about? So let's be very clear that,
So it is okay. It is okay then, Sumant, if there is an excise scam. It is completely okay if there is a cash for job scam. Let's not talk about corruption at all. So,
No,
you know,
no, no, no. We should talk
Mr.
about
Selvam,
corruption.
Mr. Selvam, Sumant, let's open this up because it's important to, you know,
1 minute.
keep that
No, I
response
didn't say
also
that.
coming
You
in.
misquoted me. You
Mr.
misquoted
Selvam,
me.
then what
You
really are you
misquoted
fighting
me.
about? If corruption is not that big an issue, and why is the BJP today, you know, the opposition says that is the BJP completely clean? Is the BJP that washing machine that completely removes all charges of corruption the moment you have political leaders joining your party? But you have a problem with an MK Stalin who in 2014 had issues about Senthil Balaji. Today he's okay with his corruption. Much like they say, you spoke about Himanta Biswa Sarma once, much about people like Narayan Rane and a lot of other people. So what's the big deal?
See, you should always understand one thing. BJP is a party which has never tolerated corruption at any level. Let's take the case of Shri L.K. Advani. What happened in 1996? There was a case where, you know, his name was being dragged into a Hawala scam. And what did he do? He immediately resigned his MP post. He came out clean. 1998, he proved that he was
We
clean.
don't have to
Only
go
after
that
getting a
far.
clean
You
sheet,
know, we don't have
he
to go that far,
contested
Mr.
again.
Selvam. You recently
No,
lost the state of Karnataka on charges of corruption.
Since you spoke about in charges of in Karnataka, whoever was deemed to be corrupt were not given a seat to contest again. So BJP is very stern on taking action. But what is the DMK doing today? Are they going to remove Senthil Balaji from the ministry? No. We see the chief minister going and meeting him. We see all the mantris of Tamil Nadu. They should realize that these people are mantris for entire state and they're not working for one person, Senthil Balaji. Senthil Balaji happens to be the money bag of DMK. And just because he's the money bag, all the ministers are forced to put their weight behind him, go stand in line, meet him. The chief minister has left all his duties today and he's going and standing with a tainted minister on a serious corruption charge. And the charge which no one else leveled, the charge which he himself had leveled against this particular person. He himself spoke against this particular person. In fact, he should be
But
happy today.
how would you then want to respond to what MK Stalin has also said? Before I let Mr. Mecca come in and also Khalikur Rahman of the BRS to opine on what's going on now, Mr. Selvam, tell me something. The corruption issue comes out in 2014. Why does it take so long for any action by the investigative agencies? Is that a valid question by the opposition or not?
Investigative agencies don't work like the local police station where you just file an FIR, go pick some person up. So these agencies work as per a lot of prescribed rules and laws, and they take their time. They ensure that a case which is being built on a certain person is 100% true and factual. The agencies that don't work like how they were during the Congress period. During the Congress period, the agencies were working
why are you shocked
as
and
caged
amused?
birds of the Congress.
The investigative agencies have been collecting evidence. The case also reached the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court believed that there should be a thorough investigation in the entire case.
See, it's all part of BJP's narrative setting, and actually on the investigative agencies, they will time it for the political convenience of their masters. That's what we are seeing. The BJP's attempt to paint all the opposition parties as everyone is corrupt, as if BJP is the only party that is clean
but
and is launching a crusade against corruption.
So you are a seasoned narrative. You know that politics is also a lot about perception. Now tell me something. If this is
that's the narrative that they are trying to build,
people like Satinder Jain, people like Senthil Balaji will be free, but Manish Sisodia gets no relief. Satinder Jain gets no relief.
They are using
so the courts of the
agencies
country are also looking at the kind of evidence
to set their narrative and also to arm twist their political opponents. That's what is happening, and people are clearly seeing these things through.
No, so what about people like Manish Sisodia, about Satinder Jain? The AAP has extended the support for MK Stalin, much like MK Stalin extended support against the Delhi ordinance that the Aam Aadmi Party has been, trying to get support on, Mr. Mecca. But tell me something, are you willing to work with the same Aam Aadmi Party that you call corrupt in Delhi, but you're okay with their corruption elsewhere because it helps you to fight against the BJP? Isn't that also hypocrisy? What is your personal stand against corruption?
Corruption, we will handle them issue by issue, right? And politics will be happening again on the issues. And since you asked, we are taking different stand at different level. The political corruption, the corruption aided by the government machinery or the political leadership, that's a much more serious issue. The corruption that is in facilitating crony capitalism, in the electoral bonds, in having a PM cares kind of an unaudited fund. These are the corruption issues that we want to see
but
and
you have
fight
to, Mr.
against,
Mecca,
because
prove
they are
these charges.
the
That's
larger
exactly what I'm
issues.
saying. See, this has become a charge versus a counter-charge debate. Before I go into Sriram and get his view on what he believes of the entire story, I want to get in the BRS. Khaliko Rahmanji, whose side are you on today? Is it the side of the corrupt, the allegedly looking corrupt DMK today, as the BJP is, calling them? Or is it the BJP that wants to fight against corruption? Which side are you choosing?
Yeah, good evening. In fact, because see, as far we are concerned, we are zero tolerant towards corruption. And as for the BJP is concerned, as you said in your initial remarks, BJP lost Karnataka election mainly because of the 40% commission Sarkar. And the Pay CM campaign, in fact, was the one which was launched by Congress, had exposed the BJP there. But whatever has been said, it's all something which we cannot really tolerate when it comes to the corruption. Whoever be it a minister, CM, or whoever it is, they have to be dealt with very sternly when it comes to charges. But unfortunately, in our country, the agencies
do you see this as
have been
vendetta?
working. The agencies,
Khaliko Rahmanji, do you see this as vendetta, as the Congress is alleging, as the AAP is alleging, as the NCP is alleging?
No.
Or you believe this is the law taking its own course?
No. Yeah, see. As for the rates are concerned, I'm not saying that the rates are right or wrong, because ultimately whatever the truth is there, that will come out in the court, because the courts are there. But in the manner in which the minister
that is
was
the problem.
arrested,
You are not taking a stand. This exactly exposes the opposition today, and also Sriram, parties like the BRS. Who have to fight against the Congress in the state of Telangana. So can you have parties like the BRS joining hands with Mr. Mecca to look together in an opposition unity meeting that will happen on the 23rd? From Nitish Kumar, who says that be ready for early Lok Sabha polls.
See, Deepti, this opposition unity and all that, forget about it. Various political parties are meeting, and some might not make it to the meeting. They are meeting to discuss the urgent issues that are facing the polity and the country in India today. And
but the BRS does not believe that corruption is such a big issue. Much like you, they do not believe that Senthil Balaji, they haven't made up their mind whether Senthil Balaji is corrupt or not.
Deepti, you can try, but I am not going to fall into this narrative.
Khaliko Rahmanji, tell me something. Will you be with the opposition, or will you support the BJP come 2024? Is there some deal happening between you and the BJP?
We are the opposition, right? We are the opposition.
We are against the corruption, and we are also against the action which is being initiated just because they want to witch hunt. The BJP is actually taking the help of these agencies to target the opposition.
It is witch hunt, but when it is Senthil Balaji, you are carefully watching your words.
No. See, I'm very. As far the K. Kavita ji was concerned, when the summons were issued to her, when she was called up for the investigation, she totally cooperated, and she appeared before the ED, and she has in fact given every single information whatever the ED wanted. So she has not ran away. And as far the minister is concerned, I feel that the minister has overreacted. Mr. Senthil here, you should have cooperated with the agency, and the Supreme Court is there.
Interesting. So you are saying the minister overreacted. So
yeah,
fantastic.
Minister should have cooperated.
You clearly, Mr. Selvam is smiling at that response. Mr. Mecca is looking, I think, not shocked anymore, because you could be anticipating that. Now, Sriram, let's get in Sriram, because he still hasn't spoken. Sriram, what is your view of what possibly this arrest could mean for the state of Tamil Nadu, considering that there are 40 Lok Sabha seats? The BJP has been making a great pitch to be able to ensure that they get a toehold in the state of Tamil Nadu?
Wow.
Could this help them? Or could this backfire?
Good evening, Deepthi. I think, this will definitely help and not backfire, because with respect to Senthil Balaji and his arrest is concerned, I don't think even many DMK leaders themselves are unhappy. They probably would be feeling happy that, Senthil Balaji is at least controlled in this fashion because of his prominence that he has with the first family. The second question is, in this case where Senthil Balaji is arrested, is a 2015 case where it is a clear open and shut case where he had given a sworn affidavit in the court. I think those who are supporting Senthil Balaji in this particular case will actually backtrack very quickly, because it is an initial euphoria, but after that they'll quickly backtrack, because he had given a sworn affidavit saying that he had taken money for job, and then he had returned, and then the case need to be closed, and then Madras High Court wrongfully allowed the case to be closed, which Supreme Court reopened, stating and giving a stricture to the Madras High Court decision. So in this way, eventually Senthil Balaji's arrest, while it is on that particular job for cash scam, but eventually ED probably is not restricting themselves to that. With respect to the income tax raid that happened a couple of weeks back or a week before in Senthil Balaji's contractors and other family members and friends' place, they would have got some incriminating document. Even yesterday when they went to the secretariat, they went to the current office expecting some documentation to be found or some amount of incriminating evidences. That's what they collected, and they are going to keep probing about it. So if they take the case
so
to a
Sriram,
closure,
you essentially say that the law is taking its own course. We must also tell our viewers that there has been a raid also on a BRS MLA, in the day today, even as a sitting minister in the state of Tamil Nadu has been arrested. So you do see a lot of, stories happening, lot of layers within those stories against the fight on corruption. There is also a quick breaking update that I quickly want to, tell our viewers and our guests about. The Tamil Nadu government now, viewers, has withdrawn the general consent that is given to the Central Bureau of Investigation for any kind of, action in their state. Now, this, remember, is an understanding between states and the center that the CBI actually does inform the state, and it goes ahead with any kind of action that it needs to take against cases that are handed over to the CBI. But right now, after the arrest of Senthil Balaji, you're looking at this development where that general consent has been withdrawn to the CBI, much like what has also happened in states like West Bengal. And we just have enough time, I think, to get in our colleague Varshini, who's breaking that story for us. Varshini, not surprising, but many would say that because this is coming on just the very day that Senthil Balaji is arrested, this will raise fingers against the DMK. What are they scared about?
Well, absolutely, yes. Now that seeing what Enforcement Directorate has unleashed in the state of Tamil Nadu, particularly this one money laundering case with Minister Senthil Balaji, it looks like this announcement has come and as a quick fix where the Stalin government has now announced that the general consent for CBI to investigate in the state has been withdrawn, which is definitely coming as a shocker because this has already been implemented in many states in the country, very particularly which is ruled by the opposition parties like West Bengal, Rajasthan, Kerala, Punjab, Telangana. But now this particular date, like you mentioned, this announcement coming in today is which makes it more, confusing with the ongoing scenario that is prevalent in the state. And we also understand that this is only for the CBI. It does not get applicable for other independent agencies like the ED or income tax or the NIA. But still, this is a very important announcement that has come in just now from the Tamil Nadu government, which withdraws consent for the CBI. Therefore, every time the CBI wants to conduct an investigation, they have to come through the government. They have to seek proper approval from the Tamil Nadu government first, and only then they will be able to conduct an investigation in the state.
All right, Varshini, thank you so much for breaking that story. Let's just quickly take it back to our panel of guests for their quick comments, 10 seconds each perhaps, as we'll close the debate. Then, Dr. Suman C. Raman, isn't the timing again suspicious? If the DMK has nothing to hide, one would say that why have you gone ahead and withdrawn the general consent for the CBI on the very day that you have a minister who's arrested?
No, clearly the timing is suspicious.
Dr. Suman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. I think
yes,
that
sir,
the timing is clearly suspicious. I don't see any doubt at all that this is a reaction to Senthil Balaji's arrest and the manner in which he was arrested by the ED. We must understand that Telangana, West Bengal, Kerala, Rajasthan and Punjab, all opposition ruled states have already withdrawn the, of course, West Bengal, have already withdrawn the permission given to the CBI. So Tamil Nadu will become one more opposition ruled state to withdraw the consent. Perhaps we could see some more Congress ruled states, maybe Chhattisgarh and Karnataka also following suit. So this is something that is again not very good, in principle, but the manner in which the CBI, the ED and the IT have been going about their work, I think that it has become inevitable, sadly.
Okay, and there is a school of thought that essentially says that more the action by these agencies, more the so-called vendetta, Sriram, you could have a lot of these opposition parties uniting together. Will that happen or not? No one knows. But because I've completely run out of time, I just want to give the last 10 seconds to Kaliko Rahmanji from the BRS, who's still undecided. Kaliko Rahmanji, would you be a part of the big opposition meet of Nitish Kumar on June the 23rd or not?
See, because we have already made our position very clear. We are maintaining equidistant with Congress and the BJP. So, and as
much like Jagan Mohan Reddy, much like a Naveen Patnaik, and we know where they stand when it comes to voting for the government or against the government. You can't run with the head and hunt with the hound. You can't say you fight against corruption. The opposition will say if you try to remain equidistant from the Congress and the BJP both.
Let me tell you, as for this, the opposition meet is happening there. Because we, in fact, our Honorable Chief Minister has already made deliberations and communicated with all the opposition leaders. But we have come to the conclusion that the main opposition parties have failed here actually in the country. So that's the reason the BRS has decided that you cannot fight against the BJP only.
You're forgetting all those images and all those tours that KCR took to Patna. And Bar-bar he was telling Nitish Kumar, baith jaiye, because he wanted to speak to the media more. Now, clearly that is history because a lot of things have moved. The Congress is a bigger competitor come Telangana. But it's been a fascinating conversation, gentlemen. And in the run-up to the big elections of 2024, we'll have more of this. I thank all of you for your time, your perspective. We quickly head into a break. On the other side, we are back with much more.
Republic #1 on television, now soon on digital this July. For 6 years, you've trusted Republic TV with breaking news, views and debates. For the very first time, we're bringing #1 news brand on digital. Stay tuned for Republic Digital this July. Republic TV, #1 on television, soon on digital this July.
Republic TV, #1 on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been #1 on television for the past 6 years. We have broken the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered. Republic has disrupted the broadcast news industry. And now Republic comes on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Republic #1 on TV, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been number one for the past 6 years. We've broken the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered most. We've disrupted the broadcast news media from India. And now we are coming to digital. Republic on digital this July. Republic, number one on TV, now coming to digital. Republic on digital this July. Republic TV number one on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic number one on TV, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been number one for the last 6 years. And in these 6 years, you've loved us, you've supported us, you've stood by us. And we at Republic have broken the biggest news stories. We've set the nation's news agenda. And now we are ready for the big disruption on digital. Yes, so that you don't miss a moment of what's going on in the country and around the world. Republic on digital this July. Republic is number one on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic TV has been number one on television for the past 6 years. We broke the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered. We disrupted broadcast news television in India, and now we are all set to go digital. Republic on digital this July.
For the last 6 years, Republic TV has been the number one channel on TV. On television, day after day, night after night, you, the viewer, have been coming back to us for our investigative reports, our reportage from different parts of the country and the world, our opinions on TV that make us number one. And through our struggles and through everything that we've done to be the number one channel on TV, it's now time for digital. Republic on digital this July.
Republic has been number one on TV for the last 6 years. In these 6 years, you've given us all your love that has only propelled us to grow more. We've reported in the most challenging circumstances from the most remote locations. And now it's time for digital. Republic on digital this July.
Number one on TV, now soon on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Ever since we launched in 2017, we've been India's number one news channel, and then we became India's number one news network. Today we operate the number one channels in English, in Hindi and in Bangla, and we're going to expand across India and hopefully very soon to the entire world. Now this journey cannot be complete without us entering the digital news medium in a stronger, effective and well-planned way. And I'm delighted to share with you, with all of you, our support base, our viewers, our followers and people who are really part of Republic, that yes, Republic, India's number one on television, is now coming on digital. This July, Republic will be on digital.
Republic TV has been number one for the last 6 years. We've reported some of the biggest stories, stories that matter. We have changed the face of Indian television journalism, and now we are about to do the same on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Republic number one on television, now soon on digital this July. For 6 years, you've trusted Republic TV with breaking news, views and debates. For the very first time, we're bringing number one news brand on digital. Stay tuned for Republic Digital this July. Republic TV, number 1 on television, soon on digital this July.
Republic TV, number 1 on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been number 1 on television for the past 6 years. We have broken the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered. Republic has disrupted the broadcast news industry, and now Republic comes on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Republic number 1 on TV, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been number 1 for the past 6 years. We've broken the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered most. We've disrupted the broadcast news media from India, and now we are coming to digital. Republic on digital this July. Republic number 1 on TV, now coming to digital. Republic on digital this July. Republic TV number 1 on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic number 1 on TV, now soon on digital this July.
Republic has been number 1 for the last 6 years, and in these 6 years you've loved us, you've supported us, you've stood by us, and we at Republic have broken the biggest news stories. We've set the nation's news agenda, and now we are ready for the big disruption on digital. Yes, so that you don't miss a moment of what's going on in the country and around the world. Republic on digital this July. Republic is number 1 on television, now soon on digital this July.
Republic TV has been number 1 on television for the past 6 years. We broke the biggest stories and reported from where it mattered. We disrupted broadcast news television in India, and now we are all set to go digital. Republic on digital this July.
For the last 6 years, Republic TV has been the number 1 channel on TV. On television, day after day, night after night, you, the viewer, have been coming back to us for our investigative reports, our reportage from different parts of the country and the world, our opinions on TV that make us number 1. And through our struggles and through everything that we've done to be the number 1 channel on TV, it's now time for digital. Republic on digital this July. Cash for job scam hits Tamil Nadu minister. ED arrests Tamil Nadu minister Senthil Balaji. Biggest debate on alleged cash for job scam in Tamil Nadu. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Trending burning question powered by Reva University.
Thank you for joining us here on the Trending Burning Question, a story that was reported in Telangana a few days back, what went mostly unreported. We felt it's a very important story to discuss. The Telangana High Court on the 5th of June quashed the allocation of 15 acres of government land, prime government land in Hyderabad, to a foundation that is also led by a BRS MP. His name is Partha Sarathi Reddy. He's a parliamentarian in the Rajya Sabha. He's also the Hetero Group Chairman. And according to reports and what we have with us, a 2-judge bench headed by Chief Justice Ujjal Bhuyan set aside the government order issued in 2018 to allot the prime land near Gachibowli in Hyderabad to Sai Sindhu Foundation Trust for building of a cancer hospital. So essentially the story is prime land that was given as part of a government order to a BRS Rajya Sabha MP who's also a very influential leader, one of the richest parliamentarians in India, and 15 acres of land that was earmarked for the construction of a cancer hospital. And the government order, the GO, has now been overturned. The Telangana High Court has stepped in and has quashed that allocation because it obviously feels something is amiss. And people have been fighting this case in the court, including leading doctors, citizens as well. Let me go across to our guest on this show, Rachana Reddy, who's a senior advocate joining us on the broadcast, along with Suman C. Raman, a political analyst. Now, Rachana, from the details we have with us, it appears, and even the court says, and Suman, you have to listen to what the court has said. I'm reading out the observations of the court in the judgment, right? What the court said in a judgment. The court said, every action or decision of the state to give largesse or confer benefit must be founded on a sound, transparent manner. You cannot give largesse to any person according to the sweet will and whims of the state. Matter is required to be reconsidered by the state government strictly in accordance with the government land allotment policy. Now the question is, Rachana Reddy, clearly there was something wrong in this allotment which many people have been fighting, and it's now been set aside.
Yes. So here is a situation where 15 acres of prime property, I mean, way back in 2018 itself, it was conservatively estimated at 510 crores, conservatively estimated at 510 crores. This government land was without following the requisite land allotment rules. I mean, there are certain rules that require to be followed for companies. There are certain rules that are required to be followed for trusts and institutions such as the one in question here, etc. So without following any of those requirements, only upon a mere representation, like I want such and such land and I want it. For the purpose of a cancer hospital, only based on that mere representation, the government of Telangana has given this land allotment on lease for 30 years at 50,000 rental per year and an upward revision of 5%. Now, this GO was passed in 2018, GOMS 59, was passed in 2018 on the absolute cut, copy, paste standards or the absolute cut, copy, paste allotment that was given way back in 87, 88 to Haswatharakam, another huge cancer hospital in Hyderabad. Now, here is a situation where the government largesse, the land rates, the purpose for which it is given, the purpose for which it is taught, all that aside. Cancer hospital, yes, we understand. But the largesse is given off at the whim of the state and at a rate that is decided or rather preconceived or already in another GO that was issued way back in 87 and that cancer hospital is running. Now, there has been no due diligence done on this trust. There has been no due diligence done on who is backing the trust or antecedents, etc. What is the appropriate amount based on the current market value for which the land can be allotted, if at all it is sought for allotment? What are the exact prerequisites and what are the prerequisites for allotment of government land to trusts? Which is a situation here because it was allotted to a trust that was backed by Hetero Foundation here, by Hetero Pharmaceuticals. So all of these requirements were given go by, and the allotment was made simply. I mean, there could have been other competitors, there could have been other petitioners seeking such allotments, but none of it was even mentioned and none of it was even considered. The fact remains that in 2018, a largesse, which is worth 510 crores, way back at that time in 2018, was simply allotted to a supposed trust for a cancer hospital on the exact same lines that it was allotted to another cancer hospital almost 35 years back. So this is where the largesse of the government and just handing it over, because 30 years lease is not a small lease. It is almost like you're alienating the land and you're
Rachana, let me get a response from let me get a response from Suman C. Raman as well. Suman, isn't it really sad that 15 acres of prime land earmarked for a cancer center, right, given to a group that reportedly had no record of any charitable work, and 15 acres of prime land given at 1.5 lakhs per year, and the market value as per the norms, if they had gone by the norms, would have been about 500 crore. That would be the actual value, but paying 1.5 lakhs a year. Also happens to be a parliamentarian, chairman of a very large group that was raided by different agencies and where allegedly cash was also found in one of his group companies. Right? Why did they have to wait till the courts intervened and scrapped the order?
Because he is an MP of the ruling party. I think the answers are very clear. Look, Niranjan, let's face it, government land allotment in most states very often tends to be a scam. Now, I can tell you of hundreds of acres in my state being given to various quote-unquote organizations in the name of promotion of sport, like golf. So one of the most prominent golf courses in the middle of the city on hundreds of acres of government land is getting a pittance as a lease rental. Similarly, for the race club in Chennai, which has been asked to vacate, hundreds and hundreds of acres where a pittance was paid, and in fact rent dues date back to some 25 years or something, where an eviction order from the court is yet to be enforced because there's a stay from a higher court. So wherever, very often governments tend to do this. These are favors which are doled out to cronies, favors which are doled out to their favorite industrialists and so on. But at the same time, the fact that government needs to evolve a policy for how these allotments will have to be done, what is the duration for which they can be permitted. So clearly 30 years and 40 years are ridiculous because it's for all practical purposes writing off the land. So that cannot be allowed. Yeah, completely alienating the land. The point really is there has to be a policy. I mean, I'm happy that the court has at least struck this down now, but one swallow is a sort of isolated swallow in the entire field. You need to have a policy across state governments where how government alienation of land. We see this all the time in allotment of land to industries. That is a separate scam itself. So all of these things are problematic, but I think that the fact that just one is being highlighted, you're doing it because it's an opposition state, so it gives you something to throw at BRS. That's a different issue. But probably it will happen
not.
in a BJP state.
Because there is another
If it happened in a BJP state, Niranjan wouldn't be covering it today. You wouldn't be having this debate if this happened in a BJP state.
Mr. Sumant, here is the funny or rather sad fact. After this order had come out, which is really recently, about 3 weeks back or 2 weeks back, there was another alienation. This is not just land allotment on lease. There was another alienation by the BRS government. Lo and behold, 11 acres of prime land in an area called Kokapet. I would say it's your Delhi's version of Gurgaon, etc. Yeah. Extremely expensive land. This land was completely alienated for BRS parties center of human excellence, where they are going to bring out or they're going to facilitate training of public activists, political activists, social organizations.
Speaking of land scams, just a second. I'm getting in some more breaking news. Suman, speaking of land scams, I'm getting in a big breaking news update. In fact, it relates to your state where you're sitting right now, Sumant, on Senthil Balaji. Let me get in that breaking news update. I have some exclusive details coming in on the show right now. Investigations revealing that a certain individual, and these are exclusive details accessed on the Senthil Balaji case, Investigations revealing that a certain individual named Anuradha Ramesh, who hails from a business family, mortgaged a 3.75-acre land, obtained bank loans exceeding 40 crore in multiple transactions spanning from 2014 to 2021. The bank conservatively valued the land at 9 crore in 2016. Current value estimated to be about 25 crore. Subsequently, and here's the funny part, subsequently, the land of that was valued at over 25 crore was sold to a Benami of Senthil Balaji for a meager amount of 10.88 lakhs. So 25 crore plus land value sold to Senthil Balaji for 10.11 lakhs, 10.9 lakhs, or rather 11 lakhs. Raising suspicions regarding the source of funds used to repay the loans taken by Anuradha, particularly as the loan repayment occurred just before the land sale. And as a result, further investigation is underway to ascertain the origin of these payments. That's breaking news update now coming in. Let me go across to Shravan as well. Shravan, are you there? Trying to get your audio across. Shravan? I'll just go across to him. Also, details emerging suggesting an agency saying that it's now come to light that the aforementioned land had initially been purchased by Lakshmi, who has never filed income tax returns or wealth tax returns. An income tax return was filed solely for the year of the land's purchase, indicating a sum of 10 lakhs derived from the sale of old jewellery. However, the transaction with the jeweller appears to be fabricated. Subsequently, Lakshmi gifted the land upon her daughter, who is the sister-in-law of Senthil Balaji. This intricate scheme seems to have been devised to acquire a land with a value exceeding 25 crore for a mere 10.88 lakhs while employing a Benami individual to create a facade and distance from the true owner of the property. Now, these are details that we picked up. Shravan, if you're there, Shravan, can you hear me? Okay. We'll go across to Shravan in just a bit. We'll take a short break now. Okay, Shravan is back on the line. Shravan, can you hear me? Shravan, can you take us through the details of this land deal?
Well, in fact, the investigation essentially begins with this land which is near Karur bypass, and it's a 3.75 acre land which belongs to a lady who goes by the name of Anuradha. Now, that land, we're given to understand, has actually exchanged multiple hands. It finally comes to the wife of Senthil's brother. It turns out that the valuation of this particular land, which was done by a bank about a few years ago, stands at roughly about 25 crore rupees. In fact, this land was finally sold to a family member of Senthil for just about 10 lakh rupees. Interestingly, the person who actually sold this land, Nirajan, has actually secured loan worth about 40 crore rupees on this very land. And this lady, we are given to understand, has not even filed her ITR. Surprisingly, one ITR that was actually filed was about in 2021-2022, where she makes a mention of 10 lakh rupees as the income for this land. The land which is worth about 25 crore rupees. And that is the reason why the enforcement directorate essentially believes that the proceeds of crime were being diverted. In fact, they've also gone through the bank accounts of the minister, and they basically come across bank deposits which does not match their income, and also the money that has gone into the bank account of the minister's wife. All that put together, they say that after recording the statement of the job aspirants under Section 50 of the PMLA Act, they have basically admitted that money was actually given to Senthil's personal assistant. Some of it was given directly, others through intermediaries.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs, Shravan, tracking the story very closely from Chennai and New Delhi as well.
Republic TV has been #1 for the last 6 years. We've reported some of the biggest stories that matter. We have changed the face of Indian television journalism, and now we are about to do the same on digital. Republic on digital this July.
Republic #1 on television, now soon